Mark of the Berserker. This, along with Day of the Clown, was the second anticipated episode I've been looking forward to. Since this was written by Joseph Litzer, who is a fantastic character writer, it makes it even more better. This is one of the most character-driven and darkest stories of the Sarah Jane adventures. Clyde's father Paul has arrived to make amends. So, to impress his father, Clyde shows him the attic. Unfortunately, Ronnie has discovered a mysterious alien pendant, which gives its wearer the power to control others. This unfortunately becomes an obstacle between Clyde and Paul's relationship. Luke and Ronnie enlist the help of Clyde's mum to track down Clyde and his father. The chase leads to a terrifying waterside confrontation where the pendant takes control of Paul and begins to transform him. The main focus of the episode is the relationship between Clyde and his father Paul. I think this was probably one of the first father-son relationship stories I've ever seen in general, especially one of those stories which includes the troubles of some family problems, with divorces or separations or even worse things. I didn't understand this as a child since I've never had any of those problems, but in time I got to understand it a lot more. Not all families are together, either they are divorced, separated or dead, but it is an interesting take for the children to see. It plays on the important emotions kids would feel back then. This episode gets darker in some places, mind wiping, kidnapping, theft, and maybe suggested murders. But out of all of it, you understand why Paul does some of those things in the episode. Clyde wants to be with his father, and Paul wants to be part of his son's life, wants him to be happy, and his mother just wants Clyde to be safe. Speaking of which, Clyde's mother is probably one of the sweetest mums in the show. Every scene with her in this episode, or any episode after this, makes me love her even more. This is probably an episode in which it has impressive special effects, from the tattoo growing up the wearer's arm to Paul's full transformation. Seriously, I never forget about those effects. I literally spend most of my time drawing the exact markings on the pendant. This is also, in my opinion, one of the only episodes in which it has a modern pop song montage. This episode also has a brief reappearance of Maria Jackson and her father, a nice reminder that the series started with her, and as always, they are good working together in the episode. Much like Doctor Who, seeing how much Sarah Jane has left an impact on other people's lives, and they can always come back as a helping hand. It's also a nice test to see if the companions can work together without Sarah Jane around. So overall, this is a cute episode. The heart of the story are the emotions shown in the characters, and they are the highlights of this episode. This is actually a good story in teaching kids and some adults that sometimes it's not a good idea to control other people's lives. Sometimes you may not like the results. Be sure to put your feelings to the test with this one, but I would suggest get some tissues ready just in case.